So hi guys, just wanted to give a quick update on where I am in my healing journey. And as you can see, I'm in my car. I've seen people doing videos in their cars, so I was like, why not? Um, so yeah, I've been quiet lately. It's because I am doing these videos in real time. So as I'm going through my own healing journey, I'm also shooting the episodes. So sometimes I do need to take a longer time in between shoots just to get myself in the right mental space. So I thought, let me do this quick video to just give you a short, quick update of where I am currently. So, as some of you may know, I've been really invested in my healing journey, healing from the loss of my husband, processing the grief that comes with it, and also the betrayal that also came up in the whole process. So it is quite a challenging thing because I feel like I'm dealing with two major life changes at once. Um, so yeah, but a quick update is that this Sunday I had a moment. I had like a really serious crash out, and something that made me realize that I'm not as far ahead as I may think I am. I think that's one thing about grief is that life just expects us to move on, and we also expect ourselves to be able to move on. But grief is not like that. It's like something that you have to process throughout your life. And so this Sunday I had done my laundry and I was just about to fold and put everything back into its place when I opened my wardrobe and I saw a broken shelf. That broken shelf, you guys, took me out. I was so overwhelmed by how am I going to fix this? What do I need to do next? That the first thing that I wanted to do was to escape. I took my phone, I went and I sat down and I was scrolling for like 30 minutes, a full on non-stop scrolling on my phone, looking at what I can do to escape my environment. Like, should I go on a vacation? Oh my God, I can't afford a vacation right now. What should I do? Should I go to KZN? Cause then I know in KZN, I know that Makosonke is going to have people who are going to look after him. And then I can maybe have time to go and just do my thing and process. I went full on how do I escape my life. It wasn't about escaping the house anymore. It was just escaping my life, my body and everything that I was feeling. And I did it for like 30 minutes. And then after that, I went back to the bedroom and I just sat there in my bed in front of the shelf. And I cried my lungs out. It was an uncontrollable cry. And maybe a lot of people would say you cried over a shelf, but that broken shelf for me represented all the brokenness that I'm currently going through in my life. That broken shelf for me was a reminder of if my husband was here, he would know how to fix this. The broken shelf for me was a reminder of all the things that I need to deal with by myself, all the problems that keep coming up and it's just me. I need to find a way to solve them. It represented my son's school when I have to go attend an event or go to a meeting and I walk in, there's other kids have their mothers and their fathers and I'm walking in by myself. It represented all of the things that I now have to go through because of the loss of my husband and my son losing his father. And in that moment, I just felt so overwhelmed that I just broke down. I had a full on crash out and I sat there and I cried for like 15 minutes nonstop. And I think that moment just reminded me of how hard this process of grief is. Because when you think you are okay, you are actually not okay. It's an day-to-day process. And I think the hardest part is we have people around us who love us and who care for us so much, but it's hard for them to actually understand how we feel on a daily basis, especially if they've never been through a loss of a loved one. It's hard for them to understand that some days you wake up and you are happy, you are jolly. And then there are days where you just don't even want to wake up. There are days where you are overwhelmed with everything that's happening in your life. Like for me, there's days where I don't even want to clean my house. If I could, I would just lay there in bed for the whole day, but I can't. I have a toddler. I have to wake up. I have to, to get on with life. And it's hard to go through all of these feelings and emotions by yourself. It could be that you lost your loved one maybe 10 or even 20 years ago. It doesn't matter. Grief is a process and it never goes away. It's just something that we learn to live with. And living with it means processing it on a daily basis. This is just my message to you to say, I know, I understand, I get it. If you are struggling with just the simplest things, I struggle with just filling in forms and paperworks and all of those things that I need to do, maybe for my son's school applications, because my husband used to deal with those things. And now I have to take over the full responsibility and full accountability of everything that has to do with the household. It doesn't matter. The betrayal doesn't cover the space that the person held in your life. So for me, even if you're watching this and you're like, oh, but then there was betrayal, it doesn't cover the space that my husband gave or shared with me. There's so many positives that were infused in our union that now I'm like, this is hard. This is hard. Living life, being even a single parent is the hardest thing that I think this life has to offer. But yeah, so this is where I am. We'll get through it. And sometimes it just has to be a one day at a time thing. So for me on Sunday, I ended up sending a voice note to a friend of mine and just crying throughout the voice note. And for some reason, that helped me to get to a calmer space. And I just left everything there. I didn't fold the clothes. I just put them aside. And I was like, I don't have the capacity to deal with all of this today. I will figure it out maybe tomorrow. And I'm currently going through counseling sessions again because I realized that I need help processing grief and everything else. And so, yeah, if you relate to what I'm going through, it's always a good idea to get help and also find a community. Maybe this can be a community. We can share the grieving process together. So, yeah.